Bayern Munich, I want to say sorry. I got this wrong. I went on this channel a few days ago and said that Borussia Dortmund were going to win the Bundesliga and that the signing of Thomas Tuchel was going to be a mistake. Now, they sacked Nagelsmann midweek, and to be honest, I don't know the details because I am a Bolton fan and I don't watch the news every single second of the day. And things that happen inside a football club usually stay within a football club to an extent because the board don't want it to be leaked. And I went out line and basically said that it was a bad idea to sack him. Now, one game in, they've won the most important match of the whole season. That's Bayern Munich against Borussia Dortmund. That's when first against second play each other. It's a 6-pointer because you're not only winning 3 points if you win the game, you're taking 3 off your biggest competitor. So why did I get this wrong? Well, a few days ago, I was silly. I made a video and I said that Borussia Dortmund were going to smash them and that their form was unstoppable. And yes, they smashed Union Berlin at home, but that was no reason to think that Bayern Munich are not the typical gunmen that they are to come back. Let's just talk through the goals. It all starts with a Kobel mistake. Bottling it under pressure. It's exactly what you'd expect from a lower league club, all right? And to think that that comes from someone who wants to chase... You know, I've actually thought Kobel was one of the best players in that team, and I think a lot of Dortmund fans would agree that if we look at the whole Dortmund team and say, who is world class? Well, of course, you would say Marco Reus back in the day, but maybe not anymore. You would think, okay, I've always mentioned Schlotterbeck, but yeah, he got injured, after the third goal, but still. And then Kobel, some Dortmund fans like to say his name, but he was awful today. And of course, Jude Bellingham, that goes without saying. He is world class. There's no statement. But after seeing how Marius Wolf, Emre Can, these sort of players that Dortmund fans had written off, they'd put hope back into them. And now we're seeing another dross performance. And it's simple mistakes. Corner kicks. How can a corner kick have a free flick on and then an unmarked Thomas Müller at the back post? It's just comical defending. This is a Dortmund that went to Chelsea, all right, at home, they beat them, and defended brilliant for 90 minutes against João Felix, Michailo Mudryk, some of the best players in the world, Enzo Fernandez. How are you not doing the same against Bayern Munich? I understand that you're going to the Allianz Arena and it's going to be difficult, but it's comical. It's comical that you think you can win a Bundesliga and play like that. And look, the typical thing is going to happen where Bayern Munich are going to have the refs on their side. The second goal wasn't even checked by VAR. That was very close. I'd love to see some replays on that. But you know what? I'm not going to stand here and say Bayern Munich didn't deserve to win, because they did, and they were the better team. And Thomas Müller has dropped off a bit this season, but he's hit them where it hurts. He's beaten Dortmund again. And that creativity, I wouldn't say creativity from Leroy Sané, but to have such deadly inverted wingers and to pop up right at the correct moments, it's exactly what they needed against a team that was pressing them for the title. I don't understand how Bayern Munich go lose to Gladbach, go lose to these random average teams in the Bundesliga, especially away from home, and then beat Borussia Dortmund like they aren't even there. I don't get it. Look, comment down below, when is this going to stop? Bayern Munich have now won the league 11 times in a row. They're going to win their 12th. They've won the Bundesliga more than anybody else, and it isn't even close. The one year I thought things would get interesting, and they've gone and blown it. Now, comment down below, do you think they're still in a title race? Because if you look at the Bundesliga table, there's 1 point in it. They're on the same amount of games now. If Bayern Munich slip up again, it's all up for grabs. Dortmund just have to win every game. Edin Terzic, the Croatian, has to set out his team perfectly from now on. They have no more European football to worry about. They've got no more cup. It's just beating Bayern Munich to the Bundesliga title. That's it, okay? They could fully focus on that now. And let's be honest, it's a big distraction for Bayern Munich playing Man City. They can't take their minds off that. And when they play a team like that over 2 legs, Borussia Dortmund will be thinking, as long as we win every game, they just need one hiccup. And if you look at their recent form, they might do it. The problem is, it's not Nagelsmann anymore. It's Thomas Tuchel. And he is a killer. And what he did at Chelsea is he came in January and they had a Champions League by May. Do you know no one's ever done that? No one's ever done that, where they've won a Champions League in 6 months' time, half a season. Nobody does that. Thomas Tuchel is one of the best managers in the world, and he's proving his worth today in the biggest game in German football. If you disagree with me, drop a comment and hit the like if you agree. Tuchel should have never been sacked by Chelsea in the fashion that he did. And Chelsea fans still today, and I can tell you that from an English perspective, if you're a German fan, you're watching, you want to know, there are some Chelsea fans who still would rather have Tuchel than Potter. How crazy is that? Because Tuchel was a cold-hearted winner. And yes, he didn't get along with everybody at the club because he wanted things his way. But guess what? When people want something their way and they're so sure of it at every level of the club, it's because that they know what they're doing and they have experience at what they're doing. And that's what Thomas Tuchel brought to the table. And we're seeing that again at Bayern Munich. So I am sorry. I openly apologise that I neglected this decision. Bayern Munich have got it spot on from sacking Nagelsmann. And don't get me wrong, I still think Nagelsmann is a world-class manager and will go to the very top in the future. But it just didn't go along with Bayern Munich's rules. Nagelsmann wanted power, he wanted decisions. He wasn't going to have that at Bayern Munich. He said things in the press that the Bayern board didn't like. They had some disagreements. And sometimes good managers leave because of other reasons than just being a good manager. Maybe they fell out. And look, who knows what will happen in the future, but Bayern Munich have the best opportunity ever to win the Champions League. Thomas Tuchel, halfway through a season, he had an international break, a few training lessons, that's it. Straight onto the pitch and they batter Borussia Dortmund. Muller's back to his best already. That's something that we couldn't find throughout the season. And yeah, the opening goal was a bit bollocks. Kobel made a mistake, but Bayern Munich were actually all right. They made a decent atmosphere. Every time they scored, it was very loud. And that's something I've not seen from Bayern Munich inside their stadium. I was there when they won the league against Dortmund the previous year, and I'll be honest, they won 3 or 4-0 or something, and the atmosphere was not good. When they're tested to the max, and when the fans get behind them, do you know what? Those Bayern Munich ultras, those fans, they're pretty good. And I've been a lover of German football this season. I've been to a lot of different clubs. Maybe I should put my hands in the air and respect Bayern Munich more. Look, I don't know what's next for Dortmund. I think they can still win the Bundesliga, but they have to have perfect form. They don't have experience. The odds will be against them. They'll be completely written off in every fashion because Bayern Munich can easily go and do it for the 12th time. It's like in the back of their mind. They've won this league so many times. And as you know, when they win the league, they get the beers and they throw it around the pitch at the different players, which is always an incredible thing. I was hoping to see that in front of the yellow wall at the Dortmund stadium for the first time in so long, but I don't think it's going to happen anymore. I'll be honest, my prediction has now switched. I'll put my hands in the air and say Bayern Munich, I now believe fully that they're going to win the Bundesliga. Don't get me wrong, I still think Dortmund have a chance, but it's fair to say it's done. Let's be honest. So comment down below, who's going to win the Bundesliga? Congratulations to Bayern Munich. You were dominant today in every form. You pressed hard. Tuchel's tactics are clearly working, and I've got nothing else to say but respect to you. Big up to the Bavarians, and yeah, it's a long journey home for those Dortmund fans. Thank you very much for watching. I apologise.